I'm Dr. Melanie O'Brien. I am an Associate Professor of International Law at the University of Western Australia in Perth, Australia. I'm also the current President of the International Association of Genocide Scholars. My area of expertise is particularly international criminal law, and within that, sexual and gender-based violence against women and girls. At the moment, I am working on a lot of projects related to the cases that are going before the International Court of Justice and the International Criminal Court that relate to genocide, in particular the Genocide Convention in the International Court of Justice, and also war crimes, crimes against humanity, and genocide charges in the International Criminal Court in different cases. I've been a member of IAGS since 2011 when I attended my first conference in Buenos Aires, and it was just such a fantastic experience, not only the intellectual engagement, but also the personal connections that I made. I'm still friends with many people that I met back then in 2011, and I think that's been one of the things that made me immediately jump into being involved in IAGS. And so from 2011, I've held many different roles. I've been involved in the early careers group. I've been involved in the bylaws committee. I've been on the journal board, Genocide Studies and Prevention. I have been on the advisory board, and I've also been second vice president and now have the honor of being president. And I do all that because I've just loved being part of such a vibrant intellectual community and just also a wonderful personal community with a lot of really great people. And this is why I'm always encouraging people to join IAGS, because then they too can become part of that community and not only learn about all of the amazing research that people are doing about all of these different case studies all around the world, from history and current events, but also make that personal connection with other people that are working in what is clearly a very challenging and emotional field that we work in. Genocide scholarship is really important because what we're doing is help people to understand why genocide happens and how we can prevent it and how we can hold people accountable for it. We're also obviously working on the idea of education, not just in universities, but in high schools and in the broader community as well. So we're talking about reaching people so they can understand about genocides when they happen. And the more awareness that we have of that, the more likelihood we can to prevent future atrocities and genocides. From my own perspective, in particular, working in international criminal law, I see the importance as being part of holding people accountable for the crimes that they commit. And I feel really strongly about that, particularly because of the engagement that I have with survivor communities. And I see their need for justice, their need for accountability for perpetrators and for states to be held accountable for what they do. So I see that as a really important part of my work. I see myself not just as an academic and scholar, but also as an activist, because I do a lot of work with survivor communities, but my academic work feeds into that. So my knowledge means that when I advocate for certain things, I do that from a base of expertise of knowing what I'm talking about. And part of that means, for example, at the moment, that I do a lot of outreach, including through the media and webinars and talks, public talks about different situations, but particularly at the moment, including a lot of information. People really want to understand how cases are working under the Genocide Convention at the International Court of Justice, and also how investigations and cases are going forward at the International Criminal Court. I may work on this every day, but the average person doesn't. And so it's really difficult for people to understand what is a really complex legal system. And so by doing that kind of outreach, I'm hoping that I can help people understand how are these courts working, what is the law, how does it apply, and what are the cases, and how are they working, and how are they going forward, who will be held accountable. And so that's what I'm hoping that my work will do, is to help people better understand how the law works and how it holds people accountable.